How's everybody doing? Ron Watson, Pawsitive Vybe, host of DiscDog Weekly. Oh, that's the wrong camera. That's the wrong one. No, that's the right one. That's the right one. There we go. How's everybody doing? It's funny. We now need to go here. How's everybody doing? Hope everything's going great. Just hanging out. Another studio check. I've added a couple of new wrinkles to the package. I want to test this live stream again. It looks like we are going out live to DiscDogger group on Facebook, which is pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. We haven't been able to get that working. I have the ability to take a Skype call. So we can take a Skype call. We can hang out with you and you can join the show. I would love to give that another shot. I'd like to iron out that before we get real serious into this streaming stuff. I don't have a bunch of stuff planned. See who's here. I'm taking requests. What's up, Ink of the Dragon? Pretty cool. Haas00312. Thanks for following us. That's pretty awesome. Excited about that. Let me see. I should have the ability to add that to the chat, I thought. Huh. Okay. So yeah, here we are. Hi, Moro. How's everything going? If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I could definitely use the practice with the interaction here. I'm already seeing something different with the chat settings here. Is that going to help it? Embed in stream. What is that going to do? I just did something. I don't know what it did. Oh, what about them? Ink of the Dragon. Multi-disc games. Oh, here we go. What's that down there? Oh, it's embedded in the stream. What is that doing? Sorry, I'm doing a few things here. I could show you my screen, but it would be scary. See if I can embed this into the that would be really cool. Let me see here. Hang on. Overlays. There we go. Restream chat. Maybe gonna add a widget overlay. We'll see what happens. There's a widget overlay. Somebody pop a note in chat there. Oh, awesome. Let me see. How can we change the shape of it? $400, $600. Let's try 400 by 600. We'll slide that over here. Sweet. Chat on the screen. All right. Well, there really aren't any multi-dog disc games. I wouldn't recommend that as a practice. I've done it. It's super fun. I'm not trying to be like get off my lawn kind of shit, but it is kind of dangerous, right? If I'm playing with multiple dogs at the same time, what I'm doing is one dog gets a cue. Yeah, it really does get wacky really quickly. I wish I could add that to the stream. I should. It's kind of nice that it's there, but that's not okay. I was totally able to do that before. So, I have one dog. I say the dog's name. I send the dog on the setup move. I deliver the disc. I say the other dog's name. And then each dog's performance is predicted by a call of their name. So I haven't done that in a few years, though. I don't have the time or the ability to do that. So let's see. So what's going on? Moro, Haas, you guys out there? Drop us a comment, and we'll see about getting something cracking. I also moved all the shit on my screen. Kind of not a fan. I actually like to be looking over there. Maybe I'll move that. So I like to be moving over here when I'm working on the stuff here. So if you guys could, let me know where you're watching from. I see Ink of the Dragon is on YouTube. And again, I'm not happy with that, with not being able to put add that stuff to the stream. So I got 2 more things to move. Give me 1 sec. Ooh, we can watch the busted cam. It's the camera that's going to bust the dogs for being bad. Hey, C, or Mango, or whoever you are. Hang on. Drink this over here. Come here, Mango. Do. All right. Anybody watching on Facebook? I can't tell. That's the only. I'm not able to find my people here. So for those of you guys who are, I don't know, interested or whatever, I'm using Restream.io to broadcast to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and some other places. And I don't quite know how it works. Yesterday I used, I just used a single, I didn't output to multi-channels. So, yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening. All right. So, I'm not getting any kind of good reportage here. It's not okay. Restream, not okay. I can open it in a browser. Is it gonna let me? All right, so you can Skype in. I'm at Canine Disc on Skype. Yeah, I'm just bummed that I can't add people. I can't add your comment to the stream like I could the other day. All right, so what's going on? Talk to me, chat. Got any other questions, Ink of the Dragon? Totally cover them. What's going on here? Oh, maybe he's my sinister twin. Rodney, what's up? Good to see you, Rodney. Pretty awesome. Good day, Rodney. Boy, hope everything's going well for you down there. Rodney's a disc dogger in Australia. Plays a lot of updog. You could watch some updog vids. Why don't we do that? I'll throw up something here. Let's see. See, there's the thing that I want. I want the chat. I want the ability to post people's chat up there. It's kind of a deal breaker to not have that. Let's see. Do we have any? Just pull up some random updog. Anybody have a game they'd like to see? I like the greedy videos we have. They're pretty good. Ferris, Cat and Ferris.
Three,
Cat.
2, 1. Time. Ready?
Okay, we'll do four-way play.
Set.
Mackay.
Go.
Catch two. Two. Oh, this isn't the one I want. Epi. Oh, well. Catch. Right. Shit, that's short. Catch. I have games that have the
60 seconds.
Shit that light up. And catch. This is just this is from Bike Club. I got Drink of the Dragon. We'll watch a couple of things and then we'll talk about reactivity. Come on, up.
45 seconds.
House. Mackay. Catch. Two. So that 2 cue just tells the dog that there's another disc on the way.
30 seconds.
House. Mackay. And it's
Catch.
It's a really useful tool. Catch.
Up. 15 seconds.
Catch.
10.
Hurry.
House. 5,
House.
4,
Mackay.
3,
Catch.
2, 1. Time.
Happy. Wah, 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 wah. Happy. So funny. This is the greedy that I wanted to show. Cat and Ferris. It's part of the players' level 1, level 2 games instructional. And so that's center. That's a Y.
Ferris. Drop. Ah, man.
You can only score once in each zone from each throwing zone. So she's in throwing zone 1 right now. Must make a catch in all 4 throwing zones.
Good man.
Finishing in the sweet spot from zone 4 to lock in your points. These catches here are worth 4 points. All catches from zone 1 are worth 5
Yes,
points.
no. Drop. Go. Yes.
She's in zone 3. She's got to hustle zone 4. She must get the sweet spot or she loses all her points. That is in the Y,
Drop.
unfortunately. There it is.
Yes.
All right, so she claims all her points and gets however many discs are in the sweet spot.
7.
7 point sweet spot bonus. Go Cat. So yeah, that's Greedy. Super awesome game. Super fun. I use that game to teach my dog to track better and to exercise and discriminate my drop cue at a distance. So I use drop and catch within that game. Drop means drop and nothing is going to happen until your teeth come off. And then I'll throw. That's my aus cue. So the cued drop makes next happen. And if I say catch, that means something's on the way. Drop it wherever, however you want, and deal with it on your own. And so catch versus drop is something we can exercise in that game. And I'm going to pull up a greedy video of loot to kind of lay that out. And then we'll move on to some other thing. I hope this is a good version. Woohoo! Uh-oh. Is there any audio on it? Oh, yeah.
Ready, set,
Catch. Yes, house. Catch. So that catch cue is saying that he can drop wherever. Catch. Shit. That's a very important distinction within freestyle.
Shit, that's short.
Playing these games where you drop willy-nilly, you can damage your drop. And so what I've done to counteract that is I just throw and I use a catch cue. And then when I want him to drop on purpose, I can then cue drop. Catch. And I won't throw until he complies. Good man. So we've got 27 points so far. Is that possible? 15 and 12. House catch. Catch. We got the Y. 15 seconds left. Got to get this catch in the sweet spot or there's no. Oh. Pretty nifty. So that was a catch cue. You notice I was throwing before my dog dropped. I'm doing that within spaced out and greedy, primarily to maintain my quality cued drop, right? Again, a drop cue, I'm going to cue it. You have to do it before the next thing happens. And when we play these big throwing games with multiple discs and up dog in particular, we can damage that cued drop. So yeah. All right, so let's pull up that chat real quick, that chat widget. Where was that? Is that in webcam? No, is it in the showstopper? Oh yeah. Oh, but my chats disappear when I do that. That's not okay. Oh, what a bummer. Oh well, not worth it. I got to figure out how to get chats up here on the stream. Let me see. Ink of the Dragon. One of my dogs suffers from generalized anxiety disorder. Both dogs love disc. In fact, the disc is the only way I can maintain her reactivity. Once the disc goes away, she starts to look for scanning for threats. Hey, Facebook user, we miss you too. I don't know who it is. So this is an interesting topic. So generalized anxiety disorder and reactive dogs. One of the ways that we deal with that is to distract and mask it with action, work, some kind of cookie protocol, reactivity protocol. And you want to, the distraction and desensitization is a big part of it, right? Or I'm sorry, the distraction, like using the active frisbee or tugging or hand target as a distraction from the stimulus that's giving your dog problems. Doing that hides the problem. It masks it, right? So the dog doesn't exhibit the problems, but the underlying anxiety is still there. And when you stop doing it, you have anxiety to deal with again, right? That's the whole problem with distraction, reactivity stuff, or a prophylactic application of a reactivity protocol, right? That's awesome. You have to stop the dog from doing it. Sweet. But we have to gradually start getting into more and more normal type activity. We have to fade that distraction. And fading out high drive Super exciting. What are you doing, buddy? Thank you. That was very helpful. Masking it or hiding it, keeping it at bay with super high drive, super crazy work, just leaves us in that emotional tizzy, right? One of the things that I try to do with reactivity is to belie the emotional state, right? The emotional and physiological state. So when it comes to like alert barking, stranger danger, prey drive, or like predatory drive. When I take the dog really high in frisbee or with bite work or something like that, I'm still in that same physiological zone. I'm completely in that zone. Yeah, I'm down on that. I'll kind of get to that. But what I'm talking about here is this this idea of masking it, right? That's, again, it's really important that the dog doesn't aggress or react. We want to ensure that that doesn't happen. But we also need to generalize that and get that to a place where the distraction doesn't overwhelm everything. So I do bite work. My dog is afraid of dogs or has a problem with dogs. I do bite work, and if I want my dog to allow a dog super close to him, bite work will allow that dog to walk right up on him, right? And dog's super engaged, super distracted, tunnel vision on the toy, and the other dog comes up close, and the dog leaves. That's awesome, right? It is, but the dog never dealt with that dog here. So what happens sometimes is we're doing our thing and the dog is tunnel vision on the reactivity solution, right? And then the environment bumps into that bubble. And so like if that dog came up and I was doing bite work with my dog would show none of the signs at that dog of, stay away from me kind of thing, and would not even know he was there. And I'm doing the bite work and then the dog sniffs him and my dog whacks him, right? Because the environment fell into our protected safe space. And that happens a lot with dedicated reactivity protocols and distraction-based reactivity work. You've got to use that like as a crutch and get yourself better and get better at moving around, and then only pull out that crutch when you're going to have real trouble, right? Rather than walk around on it all the time. Hopefully that makes sense. Went into a little analogy there, and maybe it didn't. Anyway, while I don't do a disc game, I do desensitize and counter condition with food. The challenge is the excessive amount of triggers. Can be someone whispering 2 blocks away or squeaky brakes, sender running. So how do I desensitize and counter condition with that sort of criteria? I can't have whispers at 4 blocks away all the time. Interesting thing happened in class. By the way, if you want to hook up with us in class, Patreon, we do a Patreon thing. It's a pretty cool way to get access to us. Patreon.com/pvibe. In class, one of our Disquando practitioners has a reactive border collie, and she's been doing reactivity protocols with this girl who seems pretty on point. They've been working a month or two, and they had been working a month or two, maybe 3, and things have been getting better. The protocol though is very rigid, right? And it's a rigid protocol, and it takes a lot of ownership or control over everything. It's just typical reactivity protocol. Stop, wait for him to look at it, look off, maybe look at that a little bit. It doesn't matter. But the point is that every time she was going out, she was working so hard to desensitize and counter condition that she was essentially asking the dog to find the trigger in this situation. what is the trigger? Right? Okay, we're out in this park. What's the trigger going to be? And then the handler would move around until there was a trigger, at which point in time the handler would interact with the dog to distract and interrupt and make that trigger stimulus less impactful. And I think what happens sometimes is that we wind up tuning the dog for novelty, right? We wind up tuning that dog for novelty, right? And when we tune that dog for novelty, everything becomes a trigger because now it's the novel thing that's the trigger. And so anyway, what I'm getting at, maybe it isn't the whispering, maybe it's just novelty that's the trigger, right? So yeah, like I could totally, everything that you're saying here kind of says that to me, that novelty is the trigger. And when, I mean, that's an agoraphobic, right? Like that's no fucking joke. Yeah. Like when everything is a potential fear trigger, that's not a fucking good way to go. The fix for that, I mean, so you have to address the dog's underlying physiology, and you have to get stability somewhere, wherever that is, and then you have to generalize that stability to elsewhere. And I can't really talk about it too much specifically, but yeah, if you start looking at novelty as your trigger, and then take anything that the dog responds to that's novel, that's not legit, like the whispering at 4 blocks. If you have a visual thing that's close to you that's similar to the whispering at 4 blocks, candy wrapper rolls by. What the fuck is that? Right? That's what happens. Right? Candy wrapper walks by. Dog goes, what the fuck is that? You keep walking. Didn't even happen. And now that novelty, that expression of novelty didn't even register. Dog keeps walking. Dog hits heel, you pay. Done deal. And so by recognizing that it's novelty and not necessarily a bona fide trigger, or that the trigger itself is novelty, then we get to choose how to respond, whether or not this is a legitimate threat or not. The dog can then start to follow us. And I think the dog following our intuition and our presentation and our intent, when they're fearful, and they need a fucking leader, right? Like they need a leader. And if they're following us and we make the decision, oh, that candy wrapper it's fucking bullshit, don't worry about it, we're going to keep on moving. But every time the dog sees that novel thing, candy wrapper rolling by, they look at it and we stop and we address it with our reactivity protocol. We just prove that that is a bona fide threat. And yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. She just said she does that for the most part, and that's good. But I think you'll be more apt to do it in more places if you're looking for the trigger of novelty. I found that trigger to be really nifty. I've had a couple of situations working crazy dogs, behavior problems, where me, a smart owner, 2 or 3 other trainers completely misdiagnosed the reactivity trigger. Had a dog that was aggressive to other dogs and reactive to humans. And after 3 weeks of work with us and 5 or 6 aggression seminars, it was a simple impulse control problem. It was literally a simple impulse control problem that we were misconstruing as anxiety and or aggression. And we addressed the impulse control problem, which was at root a ball. If the ball was put somewhere, the dog did the ball the whole time. Identified it by, I threw a cookie bag on the ground, right? I threw a cookie bag on the ground. I'm walking the dog. Handler walks up and dog like aggresses on his own handler. It was really freaky. It was weird, right? And then we were resetting, and I was figuring out what the hell is going on. And I walked by the treat bag, and the dog reacted aggressively to the treat bag. In between the handler and the treat bag, I was like, holy shit, this is not like aggression or reactivity. This is impulse control. This is literally, he wants that. He's just a big, giant, 100-pound dog, so everybody reads it wrong. Getting that read right is really important. Yeah. So Inca the Dragon, when she encounters something, push through is what she says, a cue to persevere, and then deal with it. No, I think moving to where you're gonna move rather than should she move in the flight direction of the dog? I don't think so. I think here's something that's important. It may or may not be helpful. Sorry, it's super hot in here. I have to turn the AC off to have any kind of good audio. There's a thing that I call it an existential experience with a dog. And so with dogs, especially dogs that have lots of triggers and are responding to novelty, I like to go someplace where they're under threshold and just stand and do nothing. And so on walks, again, when you have a reactivity protocol that you use, and the dog is highly responsive reactively to a bunch of different triggers, a simple walk can be about identifying triggers, right? Like the dog can be like, okay, we're going out for a walk. I better identify all the triggers that I'm supposed to, or, they could get me, or I won't get cookies, right? I think changing from I'm going to work some reactivity to I'm going to go out and have an existential experience with my dog. I used to do it at the corner. We were living in a city, and I'd hang out with the dog. And initially, they were, oh, what is this? What is that? And all this shit, right? But I knew they were under threshold, right? I knew they were cool and under threshold, so I just let them hang out. And then after 5 or 10 minutes of hanging out without encountering new novelty, right? Without letting that environment pass by and having these things pop up in their face that was big and scary, dog was pretty good. So, they just keep plowing on. So she's like, just keep plowing on. And I think yes, at times, but also it's okay to just be here is really important. So I'm walking my dog. She sees something. I push through, right? I push through Inca the Dragon. Yeah, I go through. And then I keep going. I keep plowing on until I get to the next trigger. And I keep plowing on until I get to the next trigger. And so each time I plow on, I'm just looking for another trigger, right? The dog is just sensing and anticipating another, and they'll find it. They'll find it with somebody whispering at, 4 blocks away. They'll find it. If instead we get in that situation, plow on, right? Yeah, I don't want to be here. This shit isn't going to work. Woo. All right. We get somewhere where we're comfortable. Awesome. Go do dog stuff. I dismiss the dog. Now I'm off limits. I'm able to watch the dog, right? And I don't have any performance requirements on the dog. The dog has no access to me. So the dog hangs out with, exists within the environment. And at any time, I can re-engage the dog or set up a situation. I can create or manufacture a behavior to have the dog reorient to me, and I can get to work and get the hell out of the way if something's going to hit me. But yeah, I address reactivity through dismissal mainly, right? Good handling, head on a swivel, good predictive skills of what's going on in the environment, good selection of locations, and then dismissal. So stay still to let the current novelty run out, then move to the next novelty bubble a few feet ahead. But if a dog is stressing and I push on, then they'll look for threats in the new space. Not quite. So I'm walking, candy wrapper, right? Candy wrapper. Dog responds to it. I don't want to do my reactivity protocol on it, right? Maybe I want to stop there. I stop there. I do nothing. Go to dog stuff. And the dog stops next to this novel trigger and hangs out there. And maybe he investigates what it is. It blows away and it's gone. We hang out there a little longer, right? And then maybe we move on. Maybe we don't. Maybe we go home, right? The plowing on and then moving to the next novelty, we don't want to do that. I don't want to gather reactivity badges. You know what I mean? I don't want to get my fucking gopher badge or my, siren badge. That isn't the point. The point isn't to get mastery over all these triggers. The point is to get the dog to have an understanding of safe and unsafe with novel stimuli and standard stimuli within the environment. And you don't get that by jumping into a next reactivity bubble, right? You go to some place where there isn't a reactivity bubble and hang out. Now we're hanging out in that non-reactivity bubble, and the dog's like, "Hey, man, I'm out in public. This isn't so bad." Right? We walk up to the candy wrapper that blows by. Maybe I plow through. I don't give a shit. Who cares? Just candy wrapper. Maybe the dog takes note of it, and I stop. Right? Doesn't really matter. But I don't think moving on is moving away from it. If it's not going to work there, if you're not going to be able to work and the dog can't handle it and it's a legit bona fide trigger, you should probably get some space from that, right? And get a plan together to address it if you want to do that. But if it's nothing, you can stand there, right? But again, the idea is that you don't want to keep scanning the environment, walking and scanning the environment for novelty. You want to get the dog out there. You want to have a great experience with no reaction, no triggers, and get home. You want to get that 20, 30 times. Now the dog is like, okay, this isn't so bad. Now they see the candy wrapper and they go, oh, there's a candy wrapper over there, and keep walking. It's ideally how we got it. Yeah, don't make a trigger finding a job. Yes. Instead relabel trigger finding as a non-event by me not reacting. Yes, I think that's right in there. And I like that phrasing of don't make finding the trigger a job. Yeah, and you can totally see where that probably has happened. I know I've done it, right? Improper use of look at that, improper use of release of this, the release of the stimulus. That can totally make finding the trigger, identifying something dangerous, the goal. And I think the best way to do that is to have an existential experience and have dismissal on your dog. All right, so enough of the downer reactivity stuff. Although that's really good stuff to talk about, and totally happy to hit on it and give the dragon. I don't think we have anyone from YouTube though, or from Facebook. We should have some Facebook people. Facebook user. Either that, or I'm just not getting the things from Facebook. Let's see. Let's watch a video. You have to like Restream.io.
Fidgets are things that we do with our hands with the disc.
In order for me to get your Facebook information. Hang on, I'm looking. I should have a widget for that. Oh, I don't, because it's in my chat app, which I'm bummed that chat is not hitting the stream. That is not okay. So who's Yo? I don't know who Yo is, and I'm about done.
They're not quite throws. They're just
good
kind of
audio.
silly little things that we do in order to feel comfortable with our discs, and also to get familiar.
Now it's
with
going
our
to be
discs.
loud.
If we're able to do silly things like this, we should have a little more confidence when addressing simple throws.
Yep.
We're going to base all of our fidgets out of catch high and catch low, just like we do in
It's awesome.
style as basis for learning, or flowing catch. So if I catch it high, I can do this. If I catch it low, I can do something like that or that. If we catch it low, one of the cool things that we can do is a nice little roll over our knuckles.
Let's see.
All right, this little knuckle roll here, super easy. All we're going to do is pop the disc up right to here, let it roll over across our knuckles. It'll fall, then we make the catch. The key
There
here
we go.
is to let it fall before you try to make the catch. If you try to make the catch early, you're going to push it away. You want it to roll over and fall. As soon as it falls, then tilt your hand down,
All right.
make
That's a
the
little
catch.
better.
Super easy. We can also switch this around and give a nice logo shot of our disc in our fidget by catching high and letting that roll. There I was trying to catch it before it fell, letting it roll right over top of our knuckles.
Gotcha, Ink
This
of the
one's a little
Dragon.
more difficult.
I'll hit on that.
It requires a little bit more touch. We're not used to throwing discs from that catch high position in that direction. So just be patient with it. You'll get it.
So catch high, turn it upside down, little twitch, move your fingers and let it roll right over your thumb.
There are 3 keys to this. First, make sure that the twitch doesn't go more than 90 degrees. Second, make sure that you clear your fingers. And third, make sure that that disc doesn't leave your thumb. Oh, and of course, don't forget you're not trying to catch it will rotate into your hand.
You clear your fingers, the disc rolls over, and we grab. We want to make sure that we resist the temptation to try and catch it. If you try and catch it, you're surely not going to.
That's
It's gonna
2012,
fall
I think.
right back into that hand. All of these
So
fidgets
9
are going to
years
require
ago.
patience on the catch.
Let's watch this one more time. And one thing I'd like to leave you with is that this is a very soft and gentle skill. It's not a very powerful flick at all. Be easy.
Another one from catch high is here. We go from the inside out, and it rolls across our knuckles. Watch out.
This is called the Pavel because a guy named Pavel in the Czech Republic kind of invented it during a seminar. It's very similar to the flip, except it rolls over the knuckles.
Ooh, that one goes
What you're going to do
from
is clear
inside
your
to
thumb
outside.
instead of your fingers. Also, remember not to try to catch it. It's going to rotate into your hand again.
All right. That right there is an interesting little fidget. What's going to happen is we're going to kind of pop it from outside to in, lift that up, and let it roll over top of our knuckles. Just like that. It's going to go up, rotate, I'll wait, and I'll catch as it falls back into my hand.
Notice that that hand does
This
not
is just
turn.
the Pavel going backwards. Instead of going from the inside out, we're gonna
That
go
hand is
outside
sitting
in.
right here the
Make
whole
sure that
time.
your grip is in the center of the disc. And you're
Watch,
gonna
as soon as it
pull
goes, it
towards the
never
center of your
turns.
body,
It just
clearing
sits
your
there.
thumb, allowing it to roll over
You clear your
eyes.
thumb, and it
Don't
rolls
forget,
over,
don't grab.
and then you close. There's none of this shit going on. All right. Little fidget action. All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Like twirling a drumstick. Nice. Similar, same reason as well, right? We wanna become familiar with our tools. Last night we covered fidgets pretty seriously in the live stream. I didn't post many links and shit. I wasn't super happy with the chat over here. I really want to be able to put my, I want to be able to add my Vimeo. I want to be able to add your chats to the stream, right? I really do, but I can't do it. Can't do it for some reason. I think I was able to do it last night though, or on the multi-stream that I did. I don't know. Oh yeah, hang on. No, we'll do dismissal. We'll do dismissal. Let's do that. So first of all, my mic is a Rode 2 is what I'm using. I have a couple of Sennheisers as well, but I struggle to get them into the computer well. The Rode does pretty good with a TRRS cable. It's the Rode Wireless 2, so there are two mics, which is pretty awesome. I put one on me and one on April, or one on me and one on someone else. One on me, one on the dog. It's pretty nice mic. I did a bunch of work today and figured some stuff out about mic stuff, but it's not going to be any better until it's not hot enough to need to run AC, or until I continue doing midnight DiscDog shit, which I'll probably do. I have to clean up a bunch of this live streaming issue. Tech questions. So okay, dismissal. So I'm going to read your comments out, Ink of the Dragon, and then I'm going to kind of hit on them. I appreciate you asking about that. It's I think it's the most important skill. It's more important than attention. It's actually more important than attention for positive training. Attention's easy. Attention's super easy. The benefits of attention are obvious. The benefits of dismissal are not. So we can go through that a little bit. Let's move on from the reactivity downers. Haha, I agree. Next question is about dismissal. When I say free, one dog does their own thing without training. The other sticks by my side, even though I consistently disengage. I tried the going into a room with the door closed and hiding treats, then let the dog enter and I say free, then they explore the environment while I do a non-dog event like dishes. But in the field, it doesn't work. So dismissal. Dismissal is not that the dog is free to do what they want. Dismissal means the handler is off limits. It's key, absolutely key. The dog can do anything they want. They'd have to bite a child or run in the street to get my attention when I dismiss them. So I'll pull Epi up here. Right, Ep. Yes, awesome. Wow, look at you, you're amazing. Off. Yes, go do dog stuff. So from this point, I'm off limits, right? And he'll try and get up, and he would have to probably bite that dog behind him in order to get my attention. Mango, go. Which is probably going to happen if Mango pushes it. But what I want you to do is I want you to notice, and I'm not like shunning him, right? I'm just allowing him to exist, and I'm off limits, right? And this situation, if we were in a social situation, a normal social situation, this continued pressure wouldn't be happening. He does a shit ton of work with me in this environment. When the cameras blink and make sounds, he's all over it. But so he's just dismissed, right? Here, we'll put on the busted camera, right? And so now he's down there chilling out. And that wouldn't have happened had I fought him off of me or made him dismiss, right? He's now down there, he's doing his own thing. If I want to work with him from here, I can look over there. Yes, up. And I can take that eye contact, and now him giving eye contact, right, is what earned the interaction here. Wow, that's amazing. But he gave eye contact over there subtly while he was laying down doing nothing. Awesome, go do dog stuff. And so I'm going to dismiss him, and he's going to hang out, and then he's going to take off. And ideally, that's how you want it to go down, right? Again, it doesn't mean he can do whatever he wants. We have free or break, which means stop doing the duration behavior. We have go do dog stuff, which means I'm off limits. And we have all pow, which is we're done with work, or whatever that'll do, pig, right? That'll do as a cue, or we're done working. And that means there's no work to be had here. And so you can see Epi pushing up on me. And again, like I said, he's really got this skill strong. But in this situation right here, I tend to interact with him and pet him and give him loving and shit. And he's trying to interact with me, right? But it's not working, right? It's just not working. And I'm not being a dick, I'm not shunning him. So when you have this guy that won't leave you, this is how you handle it. And then when he does leave you, you don't mark when he leaves. You don't mark when he lies down. Both of those things can be done to work you. You wait for real soft work, which would be like what Mango is doing right now. I don't know if you can see him. You can't. So he's going to lay down over there, and I'm not going to interact with him because he laid down. What will happen then is I'll tell him to go do dog stuff. He'll run over there and lay down and try and hard-ass work me from there. Yeah. So like, Ink of the Dragon. Yeah, well, you can read it right there. So you got to be careful. Is free the same? Does free? What's your release from a duration behavior? What's your release from stay? It's from release. Okay, so free means do whatever you want. Okay, change free in your mind to I'm off limits. By the way, if I'm talking on my cell phone, right? If I'm talking on my cell phone, I get a call. We're talking. Yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, hang on a second. I'm off limits to you, right? But I'm still I'm not interacting with you. Right? I can look at you and you know that I'm still busy, right? That real natural interaction is what will keep you waiting for me to get off the phone. If I take the phone call, oh yeah, hey, and I treat you like that, and I don't do anything, and I do this for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm a dick. Right? I'm a complete dick. And you should leave. Right? you should not stick around, right? If I take this phone call and just completely, right? That's not okay. So instead, I got to take this, and I take it, and I turn around, and you're in, right? And all you're looking for is some decent interaction, decent human interaction from me, like, right? And I go about my phone call. I keep you there all day. I could keep you there all day by, shit, I want that one. I keep you there all day. Just one sec, right? So that natural interaction here, right? Like if I were to turn my back on Epi like this because he's been dismissed and he's hustling me, right? If I do this artificially, he's going to get creeped out because that's not me. There's no reason for it, obviously, right? But if I look at him and he offers eye contact and nothing happens, right? Then he knows I'm off limits. If I do this, we never get a chance to establish that idea. So we just went over and lied down. And now from over there, he'll soft eye contact me, as he's doing right now. And I'll accept that eye contact, letting him know we're still engaged and we're cool, and now I'm here, right? Yeah, so dismissal for me is the ability to shape and capture engagement, right? So the whole reason I set this up is so that I can re-engage from something nice, which is him laying there, preferably not doing this at me, right, which he's doing right now. But I can cultivate soft work then, right? Because now the dog quits and they're out chilling around, doing their thing, and now I become a legit opportunity, much like the environment. What's up, handsome? Yeah, I see you. Oh, look at him. Great work. Whoa, that's awesome. Go do dog stuff, right? And again, I'm going to offer him, I'm going to look at him, right? Watch out. That was rough. So I'm going to look at him, and nothing's going to happen. But he got that interaction that said, but I've given you eye contact, Ron. We should be doing the thing. And we're not. I dismissed him. I'm off limits, right? So we want to dismiss in order to re-engage. You know, the stuff, they don't have to leave. They just have to disengage. And if you don't want them to interact with you in a room, don't interact with them. You don't need to set up a big thing for them to... There's that distraction thing again, right? You set up, you walk into a room, you close the door, you throw cookies all around. I don't have one. I don't have a re-engage cue. What do you think of that? Dog's name? Yeah. Maybe yes. Maybe my dogs would see yes while offering soft work as a re-engage cue. But I don't have a re-engage cue. I have a recall, and then they're ready to work. But yeah, that dismissal idea, it's really subtle. So you walk into the room, you lock the door, you place cookies in there, promoting them to walk around, right? Takes them 5 minutes, they sniff the cookie, they then walk around, and then you do what? Right? What did that forced or compulsed or impulsed behavior get you, right? I think just bucking up and dealing with the dismissal. So I dismiss while at my computer. I dismiss while like making something in the kitchen, washing dishes, right? I dismiss in typical lifestyle, social, home interactions very frequently. When I literally have no desire to do it on the field. And that idea of doing it legitimately, Here's why it doesn't work on the field. It doesn't work on the field because you can't control it like that. And you want to do something. And between those two things, you're screwed. Because your desire to play and engage is higher than your desire to wait out the unwaitable. Yeah, it could be. I use, so sounds like dismissal is similar to a guest protocol for fearful dogs towards guests coming in the house. If a guest is not interacting, acknowledging, then the dog moves on. Yeah, they should do that to you too. If the, I use that, all of my dogs that are nervous around people, and I have 2 of them that are very nervous around, well, one that's very nervous around people, one that's a little nervous around people. And the protocol is I tell them to go do dog stuff, and then I tell the person, okay, when the dog comes up to see you, tell her to go do dog stuff. And then the dog comes up to see them, they tell them to go do dog stuff, and then I tell them why they have to do that. One of the dogs, C, the big biscuit, the big Muppet giraffe dog, she'll climb up in a stranger's lap and get right here and freeze because she's terrified. So she's like aggressively friendly and then scared as hell, and it's a bad combination. So I dismiss the dog, and the dog has no interaction with me, and then I ask them to dismiss. And man, the dogs walk up and kind of hit on the person, and they tell them to go do dog stuff. They go, oh, damn, and they walk away. But dismissal, being honest, is really important. Placing cookies, loading it, stuff like that, that's manipulative, it's dishonest. Shaping with too sharp a plan, like you're conniving with your dismissal, also the dog will read through that. It has to be an honest expression. So also notice Epi low growled and side-eyed Mango, but you don't seem too bothered. Is it something that you feel no need to remedy but just choose to manage? Like no need to perfect every relationship. I give Epi shit for that a little bit, but I find that giving him shit for it doesn't really make it go away when I'm not there. Epi sitting there and side-eyeing Mango when Mango's looming over the top of him, probably not a good place to be, Mango, right? Epi growling and giving Mango shit while they're both laying on the ground, not cool, Epic, right? Mango walking up or walking by, Epi eating a bone, Epi growling, okay, Mango probably won't go by him, right? Shit, I had one more. Epi's chewing a bone and Mango walks right up in his face. Well, you're going to get growled at when you do something like that. Yeah, doesn't giving him shit lead to more future reactivity? It can. It can. I'd rather the dogs have an understanding of how it goes. I don't like bullying by dogs, right? But I don't mind a dog that growls to tell another dog to stay away, right? Mango's dopey, right? He's a dopey, derp, and he's a fun-loving guy. Epi's not a fun-loving guy. Epi's serious, right? Mango's not, and I think forcing them to interact is probably tough. Yep, I noticed me no longer moving when dog number two growls at dog and cat, or growls at cat, and dog number 1, her reactivity went way down. Yeah, unintended. I call them ambient markers that are unintended, that happen within our environment, whether we're participating in them or not. Ambient markers are really, really powerful things. Punishment, positive punishment, or drawing attention to negative punishment, or negative reinforcement. Sorry. Positive punishment or drawing attention to negative punishment. I think both, like, I think both are potential problems. So if Epi were growling at Mango inappropriately, what would probably happen would be boom, pow, crate. No interaction with Epi, no announcing. Preferably not a standard situation of timing and placement and whatnot of that boom, pow, crate, right? I can totally see a situation where doing it at the same time every time could be rather reinforcing. But if it comes out of nowhere, whoa, boom, pow, crate, I like that a lot more. Funny. We use a movie star name. We use a movie star name for our dogs. If you have one or two dogs, he is that dog, and she is that dog. So you're a couple, you have one dog between you. Anytime you two are sitting there talking about he did this, he did that, the dog is like, yeah, I fucking did. They're still talking about me, right? So we gave our dogs movie star names, and that way we could talk about them without them knowing, you know. And so we had Sean Connery was always the older geriatric stud. Brad Pitt, Epi, you are Emilio Estevez. That's who you are. You're Emilio Estevez. You're not Charlie Sheen. Ferris is Charlie Sheen. All right. So, all right. I'm going to take off. Ink of the Dragon, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You ask super awesome questions. Happy to take them on. Check out go-to-dogstuff.com. And I'll drop this in chat. So that's our Streamlabs site. That's going to have the live streams. There's donation stuff there. There's a link to the Patreon. I'm pretty sure on there. And I really want to use that service, but it doesn't hook up very well with what's going on. Yeah, please do hook up with us on Patreon, man, and come hang out in class. We do class. I just got off class 20 minutes before we did this, so been doing a lot of streaming and shit like that. So, yep. This one will stay up on YouTube. Most of them should. Some of them are not gonna because they're you know, just there's nothing going on with them. But we had some good discussion here. Facebook user, follow or friend or whatever, restream.io. And then when you chat in here, I'll know who you are because you're just Facebook user now. I don't know who you are. Thanks a bunch. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you guys soon. I'm going to play a meme roll to play us out. We'll see ya. Have a good one, everybody. It's not time, Epi. Everything's over. The show is over. It's over. Relax.